Hi guys, welcome back to Girl Therapy. I'm your host, Nicole. And this episode today is for you girls. I opened up my Instagram questionnaire. I asked you girls, what would Nikki do? So today's episode is just going to be, what would Nikki do? You guys submitted some things that are happening in your life. So I am just going to go over some of these. I haven't even read them yet. So all of these are kind of a surprise to me as well. Let's see. Some of you guys kind of kept with the prompt. Some of you guys just asked me questions, which is fine. So this episode's for you guys. So whatever you want. Let's read the first one. I have a friend who is constantly making bad decisions that affect her friendships. What would Nikki do? Okay, so if it's affecting her friendships and let's say your friendship, the thing is that you have to let people do what they want to do. People are going to make bad decisions. Everybody has to learn for themselves. Personally, I've definitely gotten advice from my friends and done the opposite of it. The thing is that I would never make a decision about something that would negatively affect or impact somebody else's life. A lot of the times the bad decisions that I was making would only affect me. I think when it comes to the point where it's affecting other people, that's when you need to talk to them, make them aware of their actions and put them in their place a little bit. It's so important to have people in your life who call you out. And I definitely surround myself with people who call me out, but in a way that's constructive and not just attacking my character or making me feel stupid. But if something that I'm doing is really negatively impacting my friendships and how people view me or see me, then I would hope that somebody would tell me that and I would correct that mistake. So if you haven't spoken to her already, definitely speak to her. And then if she just doesn't care, then you just kind of have to, I think, separate yourself from that person and really reevaluate the capacity that you want them in your life, or just reevaluate the role that they play in your life. If that means letting that person go, so be it. Definitely the first thing that I would do would just be have a real conversation with her and see how she or he responds, because you want what's best for that person. And I think approach it from that angle of just being hey, I really want what's best for you. I care about you. I care about our friendship, and I care about making sure that you are having healthy relationships. I want that for you. And I can see how this is negatively affecting this aspect of your life. And if it's something that they can fix, and if they're mature, they will hopefully take that advice and act on it and change their behavior. So definitely make them aware of it. And then if they're still doing things that are just negatively affecting their friendships, I would just take a step back, because clearly they're going to do whatever they want to do. And you don't need to waste your breath or your time on that person who just doesn't value your opinion or just doesn't care, because clearly they just don't care then. And that's not somebody that you want in your life anyways. So that's what I would do. If you had a situationship and he told you from the beginning he wasn't emotionally available, but you two ended up connecting and now you're stuck, what would you do? I think this is everybody, right? It's not everybody, but a lot of the times that's what a situationship really is. It's we get into these relationships with people. We have this connection with people who, just because they don't want a relationship doesn't mean that they don't want you in their life. And I think that's what's really hard. I had somebody in my life who told me he didn't want a relationship either, but he was maybe not always acting like that, or we weren't always acting like that. And we were still seeing each other and we had such a great connection that I couldn't understand, why would this person not want me in their life? Or this person isn't acting like they don't want me in their life because of how we are together. And how could you not see that? How could you not want more of that? I just wasn't buying it, and I kept trying to convince them. It led me to obviously growing more feelings for them, becoming more attached to them and tied to them, and abandoning a lot of my needs emotionally and leaving me not feeling great. And that person was getting everything they wanted from me, and they were taking what they could get, because that's something men will always do. Men will take whatever they can get for the least amount. And if he sees you still sticking around and he's getting his emotional needs too fulfilled from you without having to commit to you, and he's getting all these physical benefits as well, he's gonna keep you around, unfortunately. If he's not ready for something, he means it. And that's what I've really learned this year. It's if somebody says they don't want to be in a relationship or they can't be in a relationship, believe them. You don't want to have to convince them. If you're stuck in the same cycle with this person, break the cycle. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna suck to let them go, but they really do mean it if they don't want a relationship with you. First of all, stop telling yourself you're stuck, because you're not. Yeah, you might have feelings for this person. You might have a connection with them. That doesn't mean that you're now fucked over. That doesn't mean that there's no coming back from this. I would definitely pull my energy back, take a step back. Know that letting go of them doesn't mean that that's the end of our story. If that makes you feel better, if that is what talks you into letting this person go, then do it. I think what helped me was being just because I am taking a step back doesn't mean that this person is forever rid from my life. And if I do take a step back and I don't hear from them, or they are rid from my life, then that just shows me that they're okay without me. And I don't want somebody who's okay with that. I want the person who wants me in their life, has the room and the space to give me what I want. And if this person can't give you what you want, why are you okay with that? And why do you want that for yourself? So realistically, my piece of advice would really be to take a step back. You can do that. Tell yourself you're not stuck. And the way that I kind of actually got over somebody was removing the physical aspect. I put up a boundary and I was like, I can't allow us to have this emotional connection and to be physically intimate and for it to feel like it's nothing at the end of the day because you don't want a relationship. Let me just see if we could even just be friends. Let's see if we can do that. Once I was able to like gain a grip on my like self-respect again and like my worth again and know like I am a good person, I am a good friend, this person would be lucky to have me in their life. And I took back my power, my control, and I was like, you can't just have everything you want from me without committing to me. I was able to get over them. I think like somebody who is okay with connecting with you and like treating you like that, but knowing that they can't give you more is somebody who is really selfish and lacks a maturity level, like lacks the maturity of letting you go, but also lacks the maturity of being okay at being alone. And I think like I also came to terms with the fact that like it's not me, it actually is them. They are probably fighting demons. They are probably going through something where they don't feel safe being alone, or they don't want to let me go for some selfish reason, and that's their problem. It kind of made me see that person in a different light, and it made me become really unattracted to them. Really having an honest conversation, putting space between you guys so you can really think, and also taking something off the table like physical intimacy will then break your bond and whatever tie it is, and then you'll be able to like think rationally about this person and make rational decisions. Space is always so helpful. It really sheds a light on so many things. They're gonna take space and they're gonna be like, wow, like I really value this person, I'm gonna step up, or they're gonna be like immature about it and either let you go or just come back and not switch up the energy at all. And the more that happens, like I promise you, the person will eventually become so unattractive to you. Really put yourself first and realize like your worth and your value. You deserve somebody who wants more with you if that's what you want. And if that person can't give you that, trust them and believe them and allow them space to either show up, show who they really are, and for you to heal and grow and to reflect, to make the best decisions for yourself. My best friend is obsessed with my boyfriend. She grabbed his peen when we were all drunk. What would you do? Oh my God. Okay, that is not your best friend, first of all. I would never, I barely even hug my friends' boyfriends without like their approval. My friends are in very secure relationships, so they would trust me to like I hang out with some of my friends' boyfriends. Not like, it's not like I would ever like, no, I wouldn't say hang out, but like all my friends would trust me around their boyfriends. That is just crazy. Like I would cut her off. She's not my best friend. And I would also be like, why is my boyfriend okay with that? Why has he allowed that space for her to feel comfortable doing that? I hope my man, if a girl even comes near his peen, he just like is like, whoa, not smacks her because he can't do that, but he just like is like, what are you doing type of vibe. Yeah, I would definitely have a conversation with her and tell her that is absolutely not okay. Her being obsessed with him is weird. That's just weird. I don't think she's your best friend. I think that's really weird. So if you want to keep her in your life, I would just have a conversation with her and set a boundary and be like, if you want to be in my life, like it shouldn't be in a way that's like puts a boundary on your friendship. It should be a way to be like, I want our relationship to grow and be better. So for that reason, I'm putting up this boundary, and this boundary is going to allow us more space to feel comfortable together and for us to like have a healthy friendship, and not a boundary in a way that like you're keeping her away, if that makes sense. But I would just be like, that was really uncomfortable. That behavior is not okay, and you should never do that. If she does not make a very quick turnaround change immediately, then I would cut her out of my life, to be honest. That's not a best friend. Like I would never do anything like that to any of my best friends' boyfriends. I'm sorry, I can't even wrap my head around that. I'm losing my sanity. What would Nikki do? Find it. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who are making you feel sane. If you're feeling like you're crazy, if you're feeling like you don't have a grip on things, make sure the people around you are creating a safe space for you to like talk to and are open channels for you to talk to. Make sure you are taking care of yourself. Self-care goes a long way. Days that I'm feeling like crazy and like I want to rip my hair out, I kind of just like take a breath, take a bath, take a shower, light a candle, do some self-care, journal, like get all my thoughts out. If that means like talking to myself, I used to like leave voice memos on my phone. You're not insane. You're not crazy. You're not losing your sanity. You just feel like maybe you don't have a control on things. And I also think releasing control and knowing I don't have control over everything. I can't control every little thing that's happening in my life, and that's okay. But I can choose how I react, and I'm going to control the controllables. So control the controllables, maybe write a list. Like, I don't know what you're losing your sanity over, but I promise you just want to feel a little bit of control. So if that means getting more organized, if that means taking a day to relax, if that means talking to somebody, do that. Get your sanity back. If she has feelings for her therapist and they know, what would Nikki do? I feel like you're talking about yourself. If you have feelings for your therapist, I would definitely find a new therapist. I feel like that would ruin my therapy experience entirely. It would definitely not make that therapy session very constructive. Like, I'd be worried about like how I look. Like, I'd be like worried about like being funny or like sharing certain things, or I'd feel maybe not as much in a safe space to be open about things. So I would definitely find a new therapist. I think that's the only answer. I don't think there's any other answer for that than find a new therapist. Also, if like you want to pursue anything with this said therapist, he or she cannot be your therapist. So yeah, I would find a new therapist ASAP. If your boyfriend becomes emotionally unavailable after 8 years, what would Nikki do? Ooh, my boyfriend becomes emotionally unavailable. What does that mean? Like, he just shuts off? I think in that sense, there's obviously something going on. Like, if your boyfriend's becoming emotionally unavailable after 8 years, you need to have a conversation. You need to talk to him and be like, hey, like, I've noticed that you're not communicating with me, or I've noticed that I feel a disconnect recently and I really miss our relationship, or I miss this part of you, or I really want to be the best partner for you. So like, what is it that I can do to help you? Come at it more of like let's problem solve this together. How can we make this relationship healthier? How can I help you? And like, what can we do to build this connection again together? I'm sure if you're a good partner, you've done everything you can to make this person feel comfortable coming to talk to you. So I would just be like, is there something going on? I would just have an open, honest conversation. Like, I don't know what else you could possibly do. And if he's like, no, or if he's just continuing to not let you in, just be like, hey, like, this is negatively affecting our relationship and it's making me feel like X, Y, and Z. Tell him how it's making you feel. And if that person now was like abandoning your emotional needs, like, I think that's a reason to reassess if you want to be with this person. There's no reason why somebody that you're dating should be emotionally unavailable. It shouldn't be a threat. It should just be like, you're not fulfilling my needs, and I feel we are lacking this connection. We're lacking a major part of what makes a relationship healthy is like emotional vulnerability, like being open with each other, communicating. And if we're not doing that, then there's not much for a relationship here, and we're not building on anything, and we're not growing together. And I don't feel secure in this. And you deserve to feel secure in your relationship, and you deserve to feel like if you want to open up to him too, like, he's going to be able to have the emotional capacity to fulfill your needs as well. And if you're being abandoned in that sense, that's totally grounds or means to like want to reevaluate a relationship. And that's fair. 8 years is really, really hard. Don't just like be okay or settle or feel afraid to say something because you've been with this person for so long. Just because you're with somebody for that long doesn't mean that suddenly things become easier. Like, you don't have to try as hard. We should still be dating each other. We should still be talking and communicating and growing and like making sure we're taking care of one another. We either try and fix it together and they put in the effort and we put in mutual effort, or like you walk away. That's what I would do. Somebody said, I'm struggling with celibacy, but no man has been worth my body. So I'm guessing that means like you're horny and you want to fuck, but you can't find somebody who's worth it. I would say like, wait. I would say it's not worth throwing out for something that isn't gonna maybe make you feel good, or maybe not even make you feel that good for 20 minutes. And then afterwards you're like, why did I do that? Why did I allow that person into my energy? Because it really is an energy exchange. And I think protect that at all costs. I mean, there was a time when I wasn't having sex. I decided to not have sex. I didn't have sex for a while. I've gone through periods in my life where I wasn't having sex. I went like 2.5, almost 3 years without having sex. And then I went just recently like 8 months without having sex. I like being touched. I like having sex. I'm a pretty sexual person with the right people, with the right person. So it's hard. Like, it sucks. It's definitely like, wow, like I really want to get railed right now. Like, there's mornings I wake up and I'm just like, wow, I really want to get fucked. But do I want to get that from somebody random? Do I want to get that from somebody who I don't have an emotional connection with as well? No, that always overrides it. So what do? I have a lot of toys and I use them. And that's just what I do. And like, do I crave the touch of somebody else? Yes. Is it not the same? Yes, absolutely. It's not the same, but it's not going to feel good to have sex with somebody who I just don't want to have sex with. I'm just doing it just because. Like, I never just want to have sex just because. So yeah, if you're struggling with celibacy, I get it. It's hard, but don't sacrifice that. Don't sacrifice your values for a quick 20 minutes with, like, I'm just being honest, maybe even less for some of these men. So yeah, just use toys. We love toys. What can I recommend? I don't really like Tracy's dog. There's this one from, I forget. It's like, I like the, like, okay, this is too much. There's just a lot of toys out there. So just try them all, you know? Ways to introduce yourself to your gym crush. Oh my God. Okay. I would say like, don't. I've recently gone through this where like I've had a few people from the gym ask me out. I've gone out with a few of them and I'm like, now I have to see you at the gym and dodge you, and it's uncomfortable. So unless you are 100% certain that this person might be your person, don't go up to them. Keep them mysterious. I promise, like, whatever personality that you've come up with in your head about this person, whatever character you think this person is, it's probably better than the actual character that they are. So if you just want to hang on to that, like if you're not dying to talk to this person, don't. The best ways though are just like how I always done it was I just stare at them and smile. That's so creepy. No, but like toss a glance, like don't be afraid to like hold a little eye contact. Don't be afraid to like say hi though. Like even if you're passing them by, just be like, hey, like they'll be like, what? Like, do I know you? And they'll come up to you, I'm sure, the next time you see them and they'll be like, hey, like you said hi. Like, I honestly think the best way for girls is just to like smile and say hi, make eye contact, and guys will get it. Like if the guy wants to come up to you, if the vibes are there, he's gonna come up to you. They'll make excuses too. I've had guys who like come and work out next to me on machines that they weren't even using. Like it'll be full on leg day and they'll be like using the like tricep pull down next to me. And I'm just like, you were just doing squats, sir. Like, what do you do? Like, guys will, believe me, if they want to say hi to you, they will. So the best way I think for girls though to make like a move or see if someone's interested is like make sure you open that channel and show that you are interested. A lot of the times, like when I'm on the stretching mat, I'll take my headphones off if I want somebody to talk to me, or like at any point, like I'll take my headphones off because I think it's really hard for somebody to approach you when you look so closed off and you have your headphones off, and like it's already such an intimidating environment. Like people know not to come up to people at the gym, especially if you're mid-set. It's like, I don't want somebody disturbing me. Like I'm going to look closed off. I'm going to look like I don't want someone to approach me. If I want somebody to approach me, you will know. I'll have my headphones off. I'll be making eye contact. I'll kind of be lingering in your zone, and then they'll come up to me. If they don't come up to me, then they're either a pussy, they're in a relationship, or they just aren't interested, which also makes them a pussy. No, I'm kidding. Which makes them a loser. But yeah, and if you want to be really bold, go up to them. And you could just ask them like a silly question. The one gym crush that got away was that one in LA that I was too pussy to go up to. But Jordan went up to him for me and she asked him about a machine that he was using. And she was like, what is that? And like, we both knew what it was. Like, it couldn't not be that. And then we ended up talking to him and I never saw him again after that, which was really sad. I miss him every day. But yeah. So like, do I wish at that time, like I had engaged more and maybe been like, hey, like, let's exchange socials. Like I could have done that. But at the same time, it's like, for what? You know, open up the channel, allow them the space to come in. And if they do, then they do. And if they don't, then they don't. Keep the allure of the illusion of them in your head. All right, starting a new relationship, but I'm scared to let go of single life and habits. Okay, I literally just talked about this. I think like getting into a relationship, like you do get a little cold feet at first. You're like, oh my God, this is like real. My life is about to change. Like your life does change to a capacity. Like you're no longer single. You're with somebody. You have to cater to somebody else's needs. You have to make decisions for the most part, like for the two of you, you know, like you can't be completely selfish. You can't just go and do things and disappear for a week and not tell them. Like that person now is a part of your life, and that can be really scary. I think it's gonna be really weird for me when I get in a relationship too, where it's like, oh, I have to text this person like where I'm going, or like it is a little bit weird. Like you're sacrificing a little bit of your independency. I'm so hyper independent that it does scare me to let go of that, because I don't want someone to ever threaten that in me. And that's something that I'm working on. Like I never want to feel like I need somebody. I think the right person will, like, yes, it'll be scary at first, but when you start to realize like, wait, this is really nice. I can rely on somebody, that I feel comfortable with somebody, that I feel like I have somebody who has my back. I would take that over being single every single day. Do I want to take on this life with somebody by my side who I know has my back, who supports me, who's reliable, who's there for me? Or do I want to like take on this life by myself full-fledged? No, I want somebody by my side. I want somebody who's reliable. I would love if I had a built-in partner. I think like if you're really, really scared of like letting go of your single life, why? Is your single life that good? Like, I love being single, but it's like, would I ever take that over a genuine connection with a person who's gonna make my life better, with a person who's gonna make my life easier, with a person who's gonna make me feel secure, somebody who's reliable, who I trust, is honest? No, I would sacrifice my singlehood all day for that. So I think if it's the right person, it's not going to feel like a threat. It's not going to feel like you're giving something up. It's going to feel like you're investing in something that's going to make you better. It's going to feel good to like allow somebody in. You have to let the single life go at some point. Yeah, it's going to be like a little bit of a death. A part of you's going to die, but it's like, it doesn't mean you can't have fun anymore. It doesn't mean you can't hang out with your girlfriends. It doesn't mean you can't do these things. Now you just have somebody to communicate with. Now you just have somebody to come home to. Now you just have somebody to do this life with. I think it'll make it less scary if you know that like I'm getting in this relationship, but that doesn't mean that I'm now this person. That doesn't mean now we do everything together. That doesn't mean I can't do these things that I did when I'm single. The only thing that you can't do is like flirt and hook up with other people, really. Like you can pretty much still live your life the same. You can still hang out with the girls. You can still go to dinners. You can still do things alone. You're allowed to do things alone. You're allowed to have your own hobbies and your own things. So I think just like making sure like you hold on to your own things, have a conversation with yourself. Do I really want to be single forever? Or can I allow somebody in my life to like make my life easier and better? Yeah, hell yeah, I can. And I'm still gonna be a bad bitch and do things on my own, but like now I get to do it with somebody also by my side. And I just have to let him know like where I'm going and what I'm doing, and that's fine. Or her, sorry, whoever. I always get this question about like how to start your fitness journey. You just have to start. Like, it's the most frustrating question for me, honestly. There's no blueprint. I can't give you a handbook on like how to start your fitness journey. You just have to do it. You have to just do it. Put on a YouTube thing. If you just need like a quick 20-minute exercise, type in like quick dumbbell workout YouTube. Start there. You don't have to start doing all these crazy things. Go on a little run, go on a walk, like just get comfortable going to the gym, get comfortable moving your body. Start with really basic, simple workouts and then grow from there. I wasn't a fitness expert. I didn't have, the body that I have when I first started. And I wasn't like trying to do all these crazy things. I just like went to the gym, and then you get more comfortable going there, and then you start learning things and like figure out what you like too. Take some classes or just put on some YouTube videos if you can. Like I used to do a lot of at-home YouTube videos, and you will figure it out and like build a routine, hold yourself accountable. I'm going to go 3 to 4 times a week. I am going to grant myself an hour to take care of myself every single day, and that's what I'm going to do. Whatever it is, just make sure that like you're being consistent. That's the only thing. And don't try and do so much at the beginning. Like don't try and go full throttle and make like a complete 180 with your life. Like if you're not a person who works out a lot, like working out 2 to 3 times a week is going to be the perfect little start for you. And I think a lot of it too is like diet. Make sure you're fueling your body properly so that you feel good going into your workouts. Buy yourself like a cute little workout set. That always helps. Post-grad blues kicking my ass. What would Nikki do? Graduating is like huge. I can't remember. I think I was so excited to get out of college. Like I didn't really have that. Like I liked college, but I wasn't like, oh my God. Like I feel like when Alex Earl graduated, or people who graduate from places like Miami, where you have so much fun and you really just have like the best college experience, it makes it really hard to like walk away and to like enter the new phase of your life, because you're like, wait, I'm not surrounded by my friends all the time. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know. This is sad. Like I'm growing up. We're adults. You have to look at it completely different perspective. And those weren't the best years of your life. People were like, college is the best years of their life. They're not. It's not. And if it is, that's kind of sad. Like every year gets better. And I think it's okay to be like sad. Like you've graduated from a life phase. You're never going to go to college again. That's sad. That's scary, but it's also exciting. So I think changing the narrative and being like, hey, this is really exciting. If I was like, really sad after graduating college, I would make sure I had things to look forward to. Whether it would be like planning trips with my friends, starting to map out my life, starting to like dabble in different like work areas, seeing what I like, knowing that like you're building your career now, you're building your future, you have freedom to do whatever you want and go after whatever you want. That's a beautiful thing. That's exciting. Don't be afraid of that. I think it's only scary because it's a lot of unknown. But once you start like getting your footing and getting your ground, like you're going to build your new routine, the whole world opens up to you. I think it's exciting to not know like what you're going to do and who you're going to be, but you're going to figure it out and you're going to take baby steps of getting there. So I think just like creating excitement in your life and building your future is huge. You weren't going to be in college forever. We all grow up. Now it's time for you to like spread your wings and make an impact on the world and find your passion. And that's exciting. That's when life starts, when you start living for you and not just, living this college experience. Like it shouldn't be like, how do I fill my time? It shouldn't be like, I have so much time on my hands. Like, how do I distract myself? It's like, you have all this time now to do whatever you want. You have all this time now to like build your future. You can put all these hours that I was like putting into like studying and like classes I didn't care about. It was such a waste. Like now it's like you have all this time to fulfill it, to fill it with things that actually fulfill you, that you're actually interested in. Use it wisely. Take advantage of that. And if like you do have some downtime too, take advantage of that as well. You get to just like relax and travel if you want and explore and find yourself in this world and find your place in this world. And that's really exciting. And at first it can be really scary because it's like this complete lifestyle change. And like I said, like the unknown, like having too much freedom, sometimes it's like a little paralyzing and scary because it's like, wait, what do I do now? You will figure it out. I say just like dabble, try different things, set yourself up for your future and like things that you want to do. How do I deal with the fear of never finding a genuine connection? You will. If you're a genuine person and you're a good person and you're putting yourself out there, you're doing things that make you happy, you're going to align with the right people and you will find a genuine connection, whether it's friendships or romantic. If you are just putting out good energy, positive energy, if you're just a genuine person, you're going to attract that type of person. Yeah, that's a silly fear. I think that's an irrational fear. You are bound to find somebody if you are putting yourself out there. And if you're a genuine person, that will be reflected right back to you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week's episode. I hope that this was really helpful and I love you all so much. Make sure you come back next week to Girl Therapy. If you have other questions you want me to answer, you guys can always find me on Instagram. And yeah, I love you all so much. We will chat soon.